5th. I'm here to be your MBFF and also to remind you to stay angry. And do you really need me to remind you about Donald Trump? Because I think today I'm more outraged than ever. In the sea of despicableness, we've hit a new low with Donald Trump. But of course, the headline was Donald Trump creates his own COVID cluster at the White House. Do you know altogether about 30 people have tested positive who were at the White House, worked there, or visited? Trump literally did create his own COVID cluster. So not only is he not keeping people safe, he's getting people sick. And that begs the question, Donald Trump can't keep himself or his inner circle safe from COVID. How can he keep you or your family safe from COVID? How can he keep the rest of our country safe from COVID if he can't even protect himself? And you know what? He could have protected himself, but he doesn't care. He undermines the science, and he did that today. You know, I'll tell you this. Here's the hardball political reality. Donald Trump is leaving the hospital tonight when he really shouldn't be. I had the doctor on tonight who will tell us why. The reason he's leaving is that he's got no bump in the polls. He went to the hospital all weekend. In fact, they're the same, if not lower right now. And he understands his poll numbers will go down even more. So he's rushing out of the hospital. He's got to get out of there. And it's not like he's going home. He's going to a place with a world-class medical facility in the hospital, in the White House. You know, a short time ago today, a new poll came out, CNN. 2/3 of Americans say Trump handled the risk of the virus infection irresponsibly was the word. 2/3, meaning he got himself sick and others sick because he was irresponsible. And then he tweets a short time ago, don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. Then he goes on to brag, we have some really great drugs, adding, I feel better now than I did 20 years ago. Think about that. Donald Trump is telling people he got COVID and he feels better now, even though he has COVID, than he did 20 years ago. And don't fear COVID. He's saying don't take COVID seriously. And here's the thing, to be fair, Trump is right on some level. If you can have a helicopter fly you to a world-class hospital where doctors will treat you for 24 hours round the clock with medications that the average American can't get and can neither afford nor get, you might be fine. But for 210,000 of our fellow Americans, at least, they didn't have that care. They're dead. And this disproportionately impacts black and brown people, which is added why Trump does not care about it. You know, there are 7.5 million Americans have contracted COVID at least. It's probably more than that. And Donald Trump is saying, this doesn't matter. Who cares? I wish Donald Trump, I had a way to challenge him, because I dare him to tell the parents of the 120 children who have died from COVID that this disease is no big deal, that when you get it, you actually feel better after. Tell those parents whose children are dead because Trump lied to them about this virus, that this is no big deal, that you get better and stronger when you get COVID. Look, if you believe in hell, Donald Trump will end up in one of the lowest rungs there, right along with the other vile people. So today, Donald Trump is getting out of the White House, going back to his COVID cluster. His own doctor, Dr. Connolly, who sadly enough has become a liar. And the bottom line is anybody Donald Trump touches becomes a liar. Many were liars before, but when Trump touches you, you become a liar. Dr. Connolly's a liar, and I say that because he told us he's a liar. Saturday, he didn't tell us that, he said Trump didn't get any oxygen supplements. Yesterday, he admitted he lied to us, going, I wanted to keep things upbeat. So today, Connolly's lying again. At least here he's not concealing the truth. They asked the doctor, what about Donald Trump's lung CT scans, which show you the health of his lungs? Does he have scarring? Does he have, there's a term they use, ground glass opacities, which are showing patches of area that are not healed, that there's problems in the lungs. What did he say? I can't tell you because of HIPAA concerns. First of all, Trump can waive them. Second, he's president of the United States, and we need to know what's going on. And finally, let's be blunt. If Donald Trump's lungs were clear, you know his doctor would tell us that. They're not clear. The reality is, his doctors have said, and I have a doctor on tonight who will go through this, that they say that the older you are, the higher your chance of scarring if you have this on your lungs. And if doctors have said that it results as routine things like running up flights of stairs will have these individuals grasping for air. Now, the good thing is many people who have had these complications now in 6 weeks to maybe 3 months have healed, but not completely. And again, the older you are, the longer this can last. So Donald Trump hasn't beaten COVID by any stretch of the imagination. He's still taking experimental drugs for the next 2 days, which require almost round-the-clock medical care. In all likelihood, he has some lung scarring, which we'll know about when he has to bring his own oxygen tank to rallies. Not wishing for that. I'm saying that'll give you a sign. His rallies, instead of being an hour and 20 minutes, are 20 minutes or 30 minutes, where he speaks a lot slower. You understand why he's got lung scarring. I'm not wishing for that. I'm saying that's the truth, and we should know that. He is President of the United States of America. But he's a liar. He'll always lie to us. The one thing is he got great care at Walter Reed Hospital. The guy pays no taxes. Pays from $0 to $750 a year in taxes. He should have to reimburse us for this care. Why are you and I paying for him to get this great medical care when to Trump, he didn't care enough about the United States of America and our doctors who help our veterans to contribute his fair share? Instead, he paid nothing to $750 a year when he was being generous. Bottom line is, the politics of this will play out the way they are. I will predict this, that it's not going to move the polls much. We've seen that. It doesn't help Trump. In fact, it's arguably hurting Trump. But there's nothing to help Trump. We're in the middle of a COVID crisis. He has now made COVID the number one issue again. And in every poll, including today's CNN, Donald Trump has a 60% disapproval in his handling of COVID. The more we're talking COVID, the worse it is for Trump. And sadly, the worse it is for our country, because statistics show that we were having about 33,000 cases of COVID last month at this time. Where are we now? The average is closer to 45,000 a day. In fact, last week we broke 50,000 in one day. 50,000 cases of COVID generally equal about 1,000 dead Americans in 3 to 4 weeks later. That's where we are. Experts predict that we're going to have about 400,000 dead Americans by the end of December. Here's the worst numbers. Right now, we're averaging about 750 Americans dying a day from COVID. What do the experts at the University of Washington predict by December? 3,000 dead Americans a day. That means every day will be another 9/11. And Donald Trump doesn't care. Donald Trump doesn't care if your family dies if it helps him win an election. Donald Trump doesn't care if his supporters die if it helps him give the optics he thinks helps him win an election. And apparently a lot of his Trump supporters don't care either if they get sick, and they don't care who they infect. That's their choice. I do not wish them ill. But if they do get sick, I wish they don't go to a doctor or a hospital unless those are all Trump supporters, because good Americans should not suffer for Trump supporters. That's the bottom line. That's where we are. But if you need me to tell you to stay angry, there's nothing. You're already a Trump supporter. For the rest of us, we have 29 days to defeat this monster. We have 29 days to end this nightmare. It's up to us. Donald Trump will be soon back to white supremacy, undermining our elections, and serial lying. It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder. We're coming out in bigger numbers. And I'm telling you this, we are going to win this election. We're going to win it big and take the Senate back, as long as we do the work needed between now and Election Day. Thanks for tuning in. My show's live 6 to 9 p.m. Sirius XM channel 127. I hope you'll tune in. There's free trials right on the website. Check it out. Join the conversation. Be part of our family. Be part of this fight to save our nation from Donald Trump. Be part of this fight to save lives from COVID.